under the toilet where they were stealing my sperm. See, they put pressure on my body. See, they're trying to steal big penis sperm.
How did you steal it? Like, were you jerking off at work or what?
No. I don't masturbate very much. So, in reference to the natural release of overflow,
yeah.
Obviously a person has a natural release of their body where it releases sperm through your urine. Otherwise, your balls would be as big as a beach ball. Unless you jerk off every day or something. I don't know. Some people do, I guess. But it's like lactose. It's like lactating. How a woman has breasts, and when their breasts get full, it naturally releases milk. You know what I mean? Like they start lactating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
It's kind of like if your nose was clogged, it would naturally eventually run out. You have a runny nose, It's like if you have to go to the bathroom, you have to take a shit. Eventually, it's going to come out. Your body's naturally going to push that out. So it's kind of like a bodily function that's naturally there in reference to male genitalia or whichever. So basically, if they put pressure on your centerfold on your piggyback ride you with a satellite, that smashes your body down. And what that does is that creates extra pressure on your prostate. So anytime you would urine, some sperm, like, a few sperm would come out whether you know it or not, and you can't stop it. So then what they do is they fish through a person's urine with a microscope. They put, under a petri dish and then they search for sperm. And then they extract sperm, then they artificially inseminate one of their people or something.
David, do you have any questions?
So it's kind of like that. And, when I fell at work, they, I was trying to think, okay, maybe I can just work through it, no big deal. And, but one of the guys named Dennis, I'm not sure if he's tied in with any drug enforcement agents, but Dick Luger's tied in with the drug enforcement agents in Indiana. And so Ronald Ray, he was tied in with them too, because he was working for Narconon or something. And he and some FBI agents had called me out in California and was demanding me to come back to Indiana when my mother, Doris Duke, had sued the Ray family and even said that if I left Indiana, they were not allowed to try to force me to come back to Indiana. And that's on court records. That's on court-appointed documents, even in Indianapolis, Indiana. They're supposed to have records of that. That says if I went to California, they would not have a right forcing me to come back to Indiana. But they did. And they stole my money out of my checking account, which then I didn't have money for rent, but they were already blocking me from my mother's mansion in Beverly Hills and my father's mansion. And I guess one of the maids or butlers still works at my father's mansion. I'm not sure if anybody works at my mother's mansion or not. I'm not sure what in Beverly Hills. I don't know what's going on. And every time somebody tries to send something in the postal mail, they steal it, or somebody does something because I don't receive it. People have been stealing from me all these years. And then, my mother had sued the FBI or sued the government in Indiana for illegal detainment. And in reference to the Ray family, my mother sued them for calling me their child. You see, they were working for Frank Sinatra. And Frank Sinatra had blew all his money. And my father, even when he wrote him a check saying, don't ever ask the family for nothing. Don't ask me or my mother or father for nothing. And it was on the check. And the treasury has a copy of the check. But then Frank had blew all his money. And he got blackballed from Hollywood, possibly because of the murder of my mother. And then he was trying to get back into Hollywood. So then he kidnapped me after my mother had died. And then they've been holding me hostage since, and then I went back out to California. They kidnapped me in like 93, sometime in 93, and I ended up here in Indiana. And then I was at Bloomington University. And they had records of, I guess Donald Trump was trying to claim to be my father or something. And my mother had sued him in court too. There was a bunch of clowns trying to call me their child. And they were all trying to murder me. Like, this man has damaged my teeth. he tried to call me his child when there was already restraining orders against people. And it's illegal to approach a person to fuck up their teeth, you know? It's illegal to approach a person to damage their body.
Yeah.
Of course.
But that's what these people have been doing. They were trying to call me their relative, and then trying to call me a bad person, and then they tried to confuse my clean record with some other strange person that has a larger nose than me. And then they tried to say something, I guess, like, oh, they didn't know it was me. Well, my nose is real. My face is real. My teeth are real. I've never had plastic surgery. And this man that damaged my teeth was trying to call me a fake because their government impersonator does not have any real teeth. So, or he didn't have upper teeth or something. But this man was trying to call me his child and was grabbing me and knocking me out in public in businesses. And he works in the CIA or FBI. And my mother had restraining orders against them. These people do not outrank me. They're all protocol of my identities in Texas and all 50 states. It's on TV 24 hours a day. And the government knows that, and they were intentionally pretending like they didn't know that. But all the other stuff they've tried to do is all sexual assault, fatal attraction crimes, meaning like them stalking me to try to frame me, them trying to entrap me with their lies, them trying to make up social suspicions like it's Salem witch trials. You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
That's where like a whole bunch of people try to pick on one person, and then they try to burn them to death. They try like they're trying to burn them at a stake, you know, like they try to make up stuff on a person, and then they try to put them in the center around a bunch of other people that are trying to tear them down all the time. And that's what these people have done. They've stalked me on every job. I got kidnapped from California, and the California government has not even done anything to help me get back to my old apartment. They didn't even help me get back to my mother's mansion or my father's mansions. They haven't done nothing for me.
Were you born in California?
Yeah, I was out in California when they kidnapped me. They even have phone records of the family. Huh?
Were you born there?
No.
Were you born?
Well, it depends on some things, you know. I have legal right to claim residence at all my mother and father's properties, but in reference to I was conceived in America and born in Europe. So I wasn't born in Greenfield either. But they even have that on record is what it says, I guess.
So you were born in Europe.
I was conceived in America. My parents had spoke to the Treasury and mentioned conception and status. You know, it was supposed to be for a protection status.
If both of your parents were American citizens, then yeah, you are an American. It will
So it's kind of like one of these things where, you know, everything they're doing is just intentional. And they were trying to steal my sperm, and they tried to murder me off. And they claimed the Germans was trying to claim they were trying to create a supreme race.
No Aryans?
Yeah. And my mother has restraining orders against all these people and all these medical people. It's medical crimes too. And human trafficking, and sexual assault, and fatal attraction.
Quick question.
Yeah, think about the fatal attraction categories. Like they tried to steal my face, they tried to steal my nose, they tried to steal X-rays, they tried to steal things from my body. Like they were trying to run me into the ground, like they were trying to call me a nobody.
Yeah. Hey, Tony. David has a question.
What's up?
Yeah. I was wondering, do you think they might be like stealing your sperm to try to make an illegitimate child, or, like claim your states?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to steal child support. Like, for instance, they've done this to athletes, too. Like, you ever hear of an athlete that, you know, supposedly has a child out of wedlock or whatever, and then the next thing you know, there's big custody battles and big financial child support. They make obligations to a person.
Yeah.
They're burning my teeth again. That's physical assault too. The Treasury in Indiana, the court, Superior Court in Indiana, is not doing nothing to stop these people.
It sounded like
mean, every time I smile, I can't even smile because it looks like somebody's trying to make me look like a fucking junkie or a drug addict or some shit. And I'm a celebrity. These people aren't celebrities. These people don't have a right trying to be a celebrity. Plus, I'm a supermodel. And I'm an athlete, too. I mean, look, I've had to perform as a different looking person in some athletic, or they change it on TV.
How much can you bench?
When I got my muscles on, I don't know. It's in the hundreds. Well, right now I can't do nothing. My left shoulder gives out on me. My arm.
Was it the satellite man who did that to your arm?
No, when I was working at the warehouse, it's Sims and Loman. It's a cabinet, kitchen and bathroom cabinets and vanities and mirror. I guess they got mirrors there too, but they're usually boxed up, so we don't really see all the stuff. I mean, they have like catalogs probably and stuff like that. But it's based out of Ohio too. And they got one in Zionsville, but they do a lot of MI homes and like a lot of construction, new construction houses, and they sometimes deliver cabinets to other houses too, like houses of which people already have, but a lot of new construction, I guess. So it's like they got big sinks and big vanities and big mirrors or something, but they decorate. You know, it's for like new construction usually, I guess. But I was bringing boxes out. I was getting boxes on a dolly, and this guy named Dennis had put his dolly on the loading dock. And it was, you know, they were pretty big boxes. So, you know, I looked behind me and there was nothing there, but he was standing back there. I looked behind me and then I started going back. And but I tried to get the boxes on there because they were kind of heavy to get on the dolly. So sometimes you got to have a team lift that lifts it up. And I could have got it myself, but he helped lift up the dolly, I guess you'd say. And he left his dolly on the loading dock, and I was backing up, and I bumped into it, and I stopped, you know. And then I tried to move it, or, you know, I tripped over it. Basically, I stopped, and I tried to push it with my foot, but the boxes was already coming down because it was like right then and there, you know. So it's not a normal place to put a dolly, so it was his fault. I'm trying not to make it into a serious thing. I'm hoping they'll have some ethics with it, but I don't know what's going on. So I don't know if I have to struggle to get an attorney or what, because I have a fractured face. You know, nothing can fix that except for healing, you know?
Yeah.
So any fall would be attempted murder. Whether it's involuntary manslaughter, it could be charged. And my shoulder's damaged. I don't know if you've seen the picture. And my arm's damaged.
You hold that airhead shit?
Yeah, the airhead candy. And I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything, you know, it's, you know, but this is, and I've been getting fried from satellite there too. They've been burning my teeth. They've had, I guess one of the government people, they came in there and they grabbed me and damaged my teeth with their handheld laser or something. They've done that a few times. I have a clean record too. I have a clean record. None of these government people have ever had a warrant. There is absolutely no way for them to get a warrant. None whatsoever. And it's all unlawful entry. It's unlawful physical assault. And it's fatal attraction. They did just stuff. They tried to hurt me when I was a little boy, too. Here in Indiana when they held me hostage. Every time they kidnapped me. And the government in Indiana has records of it. But the government of Indiana is pretending like they don't know shit about it.
So, Tony, if I have like a toothache or something like that, is that what the satellites do? Do they give me toothache? Like, what is that?
They can do that. It's
I've been getting zapped recently. I've been getting zapped.
Yeah,
It's been happening to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like, they call it a brain fart. Like, you ever heard somebody say brain fart?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a brain fart. You know, that means usually somebody's been zapped or something. Where it's like menopause, for a second, they pause you, or it does hurt. They can mess up people's teeth, their facial structure. They can warp people's faces. They damaged ears before. They're able to do all kinds of stuff.
Dude, that's crazy because like I feel like I've been stabbed a few. Like one time I went up to a trampoline. It was hot outside. I put my hand on the metal bar of the trampoline and I got zapped. I literally saw the blue electricity got me.
The blue light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see those here. They flash those here all the time. It's like sometimes they're smaller, sometimes they're larger, and they do that stuff. And that's from a satellite. Do you see that blue splotch? It's like a kind of a splotchy looking thing, and there's smaller dots too.
They left a thumbprint on my chin.
And that's a thumbprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. They did that on my nose. They damaged my teeth that way. I mean, it's some serious shit, and it's just totally illegal. It's totally illegal. Like, for instance, if they had some information, you'd be like, okay, wait a minute, they're sitting there mutilating and tagging and putting holes on people's bodies and damaging teeth. And what ethnicity are you, if I may ask?
I'm white.
Okay. Some of these people are racist. Like, the teeth damage started when Barack Obama got into office. But see, my mother had restraining orders on the Bush family, on the Clinton family, on Donald Trump, and I don't know if she had restraining orders on, I'm not sure what kind of restraining orders she had on Bush, but Bush was possibly in possession of $5 billion that my mother asked him to deliver to me, but he never delivered. And somebody said one time that Bill Clinton was holding on to $1 billion, but then somebody communicated saying it was $10 billion that he was holding on to, and he never delivered, and my mother got murdered. And I got injured too. I was there when my mother got injured, and then she was frozen, So, in reference to that situation, and that's on the White House record too. Like, my mother had went to the White House at one of the times where I was held hostage, and I guess Bush was there. I don't know if obviously it had to be Bush Senior, didn't it? But she had asked him to deliver monies, and she paid the expenses, but he never delivered. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know what the court records are. But I guess my mother had to sue him or something. But in reference to Bill Clinton, when my mother got murdered, I guess he tried to call me and tried to tell me that my mother got murdered or that she died. My mother got shot. She didn't die of any drugs. My father got murdered from satellite. He didn't have no drugs in his body either. The toxicology shows that.
How did they kill him with the satellite? Did they like burn a hole in his head, or?
So it's always drug enforcement agents that are murdering people of wealth and stature. They're all working for the CIA or FBI. That's totally illegal. It's a violation of ethics. But what was you saying?
Oh yeah, I was asking like, how did they kill him with the satellite?
How do they what?
How did
They
they?
suffocate you.
Oh yeah, how did they kill your dad with a satellite?
Well, they smash you or choke you or they zap you in the chest or
How did you kill your dad?
they zapped him with a satellite, suffocated, dehydrated him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it dehydrates the mouth. It can cause a heart attack, or it can cause, if they burn your mouth, it causes blood loss. They can put a satellite on a person and make their blood pressure seem like it's high when it's not.
Yeah,
They can do all kinds of shit. They can choke you and make you cough with the satellite.
Yeah, got big cough right now.
Yeah, where you at? What state?
Texas.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, we're both from Texas.
Yeah, they're able to do all kinds of shit, and it's totally illegal. It's totally illegal. That's not a way to mark on people. They do this to claim they were weeding out Americans that didn't approve of their communist German government or something. they call it it's like somebody say, okay, what are you trying to do to somebody, Mr. Government Man? And then you think, well, shit, what are they doing? They're fucking up people's teeth, trying to call people trash. And then they try to make up shit to slander a person's character. And then they try to claim that you did something when you didn't do nothing. And then they try to blame you, which is displacement of blame, false accusations. Their government agents have to get charged for that.
Were your parents on the Titanic?
No, I don't know. That was a long time ago. Why? Somebody say something?
Yeah, someone communicated.
Well, it might have been. Luckily, they got the lifeboat.
Yeah.
But, they might have been on the Titanic. Some of my relatives was, I guess.
Were they around when the Hindenburg blew up? You know that big blimp?
The what?
The Hindenburg?
The Hindenburg? No, my parents had nothing to do. Oh, God. Had nothing to do with that.
Oh, man.
They didn't have nothing to do with that. But the Hindenburg was in Germany, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I know it was a German blimp, and Germans...
The hydrogen, what kind of gas was it?
Yeah, them Germans were real big on their blimps at that point
Was
in
it
time.
hydrogen gas or was it some type of flammable gas?
Yeah, I think it was like a mix of like helium and like oxygen.
Yeah, whatever it was, it just fucking caught on fire and blew up or something.
Yeah.
How many times have they accused you of being German?
Oh, every day. This fucking satellite man tries to call me his son. And I'm Jewish.
Is the satellite man a Nazi?
Yeah.
Oh, he's totally a Nazi.
And some of them are black Nazis
Oh, shit.
That's crazy.
and Middle Eastern Nazis. Which means that, remember the story they said Bush went over to the Middle East and started fucking around with those people? And then 9/11 happens?
Yeah.
Some people think that him or the CIA hired Middle Eastern assassins to try to murder me to steal my mother and father's estates. Which that would mean the Treasury would have to put a lockdown on him and all his contacts for violating my life or whatever. They got to put a lockdown on all these people and gag orders so they can't slander my character.
What were you doing on 9/11?
I was on an airplane flying to California,
Damn.
and an airplane had to get grounded, and we landed in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Then there was a girl that was there, and she was going to California, so I had to get a rental car. They never reimbursed us for the rental car or whatever it was. But I had to get a rental car and had to drive to California. But I was on an airplane.
Yeah.
But landed at the Albuquerque, New Mexico airport, and the 9/11 Commission is supposed to be protecting me too from these dirty politicians, because some people think that some of these satellite controllers that have been terrorizing me and the people that have grabbed me, the people in Indiana, some people think that they were involved in it because Indiana had ties to some of these politicians and their activities of slandering my character and them terrorizing my life. Some of them possibly tied in with that. I had to put some pine sol down and it's real strong.
Do you get a lot of mail?
No, they steal the postal mail.
Oh.
They're trying to make me look suspicious when their actions of what they're trying to do is attempted murder. Like they tried to murder me to try to make me look like shit, damaging my face and teeth. They tried to call me gay. They tried to call me a drug addict. They tried to call me a thief. Never stole anything. I don't do drugs, and I'm not gay. They tried to make up all this shit, and the Treasury has not even done anything to stop these people. They allow these people to make up shit all the time. I have friends that are gay, but I'm not gay. And some of my friends are celebrities, and some of them are famously gay or something. Some of them have been publicly announcing that their people was gay, whoever they were. But
How many celebrities do you know?
I know. Well, most people know me. I mean, I know a lot of people, but I was in movies and TV shows growing up. Yeah, mine's all sprung. They mess with the taste buds when I eat something. The taste of food. But
David?
and I got kidnapped from California, and California government has 100% obligations to deliver monies to me and to help me move back to California. They allowed them to kidnap me. There was already restraining orders against the government in Indiana for crimes of abuse and sexual assault. And these people tried to call me their child when California has documents and the royal protocols in the media in California too, and Texas. Texas should have came over here and said, hey, what the hell are you people trying to do? Because I own my mother and father's mansions in Texas too, in all 50 states wherever my parents had mansions, and rental properties and gas stations and grocery stores. It's illegal for the other cities and states to allow these people to hold me hostage. I don't understand it. I don't understand why these governors and mayors in other cities and states didn't come over and say, hey, what the hell are these people trying to do?
Do you own any fast food chains?
Well, my mother and father own some. I'm not sure exactly which ones or which ones to say, but the activity of these people, blocking me is just, serious crimes of government. Has anybody put anything on the internet?
Oh no, David.
I remember reading something about them owning Culver's and Taco Bell.
I don't know, possibly.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I do have a question for you. I noticed in a couple of your videos, noticed a case for the video game Oblivion on your wall. Are you a big fan of Elder Scrolls?
What?
I noticed you had a copy of the video game Oblivion in the background of one of your videos. You
I don't know if I have it.
big on Elder Scrolls?
And what about it?
I was just like gonna ask you, if like what your favorite type of character to play would be, or something like that.
I don't know. I don't think I have that video game.
Huh.
I don't know.
Theft Auto 5?
Oblivion? I don't know. I can look it up on the internet though. But when my mother had court cases against the government, my mother even won a court case against the military because this man was trying to steal military manufacturing of defense weapons that my father had, that my father owned. So, anybody attacking me is a war crime.
Yeah.
And the military is obligated to arrest people. Because my father owned fighter jet manufacturing, missile manufacturing. My father even owned, I guess, some nuclear reactors or something, too. So it's kind of like, these people trying to play their tricks, they're violating nuclear weapons, ownership, and protection laws. Because people buy nuclear weapons in certain countries for protection. So nobody tries to murder them off and shit like that,
Yeah.
But these Nazis was trying to steal sperm, trying to steal my mother and father's farmland. Like my parents was two of the largest landowners, even in Texas.
Personal defense nukes.
So it's kind of like one of these things where, and they're blocking me from my trust fund. Somebody tried to say, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but somebody tried to say something about Cindy Crawford had been tied in with the CIA and that she had stolen $1 billion from my trust funds. I don't know if she did or not, but if she did, she goes to jail. I have nothing to do with, females stealing from me. And, I have no clue about that. So somebody has to look that up. So it's not me saying that, it's what somebody tried to communicate to me.
In reference to those bitches who stole from you, you know their names?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I know some females that are celebrity females that I've dated and I've slept with, and, you know, and some girls know me, but I'm not sure which females are friends with me now, or whether they were friends, or whether they were conspiring against me.
Are you in the military?
No. I have British intelligence credentials. I have license to kill status, which is supposed to protect me from people trying to kill me.
What's like the closest encounter you've had with the satellite man?
They're on me 24 hours a day.
I think he means like have you ever like met him face to face or like any of
No.
his constituents?
No. They're supposed to apprehend them, no matter who they are. Because they already got enough information to apprehend every single one of them. But in reference to some of them that have snuck up and tried to grab me or tried to murder me, or they tried to shoot me, and, you know, anytime they tried to injure me, it's like an $85 trillion lawsuit or something.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Well, you have to understand, you know, in reference to the future, they tried to murder me off, which in the future, you know, I'd be that wealthy, or there already is acknowledgments of that amount of wealth. Over like somebody tried to say that China, I don't know if they did or not, they had printed possibly $1 quadrillion for me, and they had shown video of the vault, and they sent it to America or delivered it to America and told them that I was worth over $1 quadrillion, and yet these government people and Germans and Middle Easterners tried to murder me. So it's kind of like, it's just total bullshit. And people try to play tricks.
Have you ever slept with a German girl?
Not never. Not allowed to. Not allowed to date them. My parents got murdered by Germans, so I'm not allowed to date no German. And there's restraining orders against Germans. So, you know, I'm not allowed to hang out with them, not allowed to socialize. I mean, some of them might be nice, but their leaders are always conniving and backstabbing and trying to get in on something.
What about somebody with like German heritage? Like, say they have German in their blood. You hate them?
I just don't associate, because they might be nice, but then somebody else would try to hurt me. Like, they would use the nice person to try to get close to me, and then they would have dirty Germans trying to attack me. Like, they tried to lure me somewhere with somebody that was German. Like, I was held hostage by a German family in Indianapolis.
Well, you don't have to worry about me and David, because me and David are pretty cool.
Yeah.
We like your videos.
But, you know, the Ray family is German. I'm not German. I'm Jewish and Catholic and Italian, French, English, and I have Asian history too. Chinese history, Japanese history, Korean history. And, you know, in reference to family history of, you know, family property, my father owned farms in Mexico too.
Did the cartels take over there, or what?
No, I hope not.
I think I've got some cartel members, Tony.
I don't know. I'm a nice person. I don't like fights. I don't like bullshit. You know, it's all, you know, what my parents owned is what I own.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't get into any confusion or any tricks or any manipulations. I don't hang out with shady people. I don't go anywhere where anybody does drugs. I don't drink. You know, drinking's legal. I don't do it. And these people fucked up my teeth there's some guy, they tried to call me an alcoholic. And I'm like, okay, what you said, that, you know, they communicate this, and I'll say, okay, where's the receipts for this alcohol they're talking about? And they still have been frying my teeth. Then they try to make up drugs. I've never done any drugs in my entire life, not even once, never. But then they fucked up my teeth. And then this man tried to accuse me of drugs because I'm an athlete. And he was trying to accuse me of drugs because he thought I didn't have injuries from his abuse. So he was trying to claim that he thought something was strange, and then he wanted to rape me. And they tried to knock me out, and they tried to do x-rays on my body where they would try to cause me more injuries. But they're just dirty. And the fact that the government has allowed these people this illegal surveillance of their way of their crimes of freedom, like they just profile and accusate against a person. When my parents got murdered, the government was responsible. And then the government is trying to play confusion tricks with that. When they have to admit fault, and yet I'm still being abused. Like, they had to admit fault that they murdered my parents, but yet they have not paid me nothing. And there's, in reference to them murdering people or them being neglectful, they have to give me money. Because, they've tried to ruin my lifestyle, and my parents gave me everything, and my lifestyle is supposed to be the richest lifestyle in America. But yet they tried to steal everything. These people tried to claim, they thought if they made themselves look big in the media, big and rich, that they thought that would deter people from the facts. And they've been roadblocking my life while they've been claiming to be richer than me when none of them have ever been richer than me. My mother even had a court case against Bill Gates and other rich people that tried to claim to be richer than me when my parents had gave me everything. And the Treasury has not done anything for me. The Supreme Court or Congress or the House of Representatives, none of them has done anything that's able to be seen. I'm still sitting in the same little house. I'm having to work in jobs where people try to endanger me. Like, if I work at a job, then the government tries to sneak up and tries to grab me at a fast food restaurant or a Wendy's or a Burger King. They try to steal my blood. They try to steal my genetics and everything. And the government is totally useless in stopping their own people. Totally useless. As if they're the ones fucking doing it. Totally useless. Like, it's just like they're all just up there having their big fun while they're allowing their people to play jokes and pranks on people that they're really fucking injuring.
Dude.
It's just total bullshit. I mean, I was never supposed to have to work because my parents had trust funds for me. I was supposed to be being in movies and television. And my parents even have that on record at the Treasury. And I was supposed to, I'm the top executive of all my mother and father's companies, which, there should be revenues that I should have received. There are all protocols in the media. It's a birth certificate. It says on the birth certificate in the media who my biological parents are, and it cannot be covered up. Every country in the world has a copy of a movie from America. So there's absolutely no way or no legal way for them to cover any of it up. But yet they're still playing stupid. If you got a movie of any kind that was made in America, or even in Europe, there were all protocols in Europe too. This is my father-owned media company. The productions and the distribution of music, or distribution of media, and technology. Hit me in the throat. That my song's going.
Whenever you were like doing movies and whatnot, did you ever catch wind of that whole Epstein thing?
What about it?
Oh yeah, whenever you were in like Hollywood making movies, did you ever catch wind of that whole Did you ever like see the little clues of it going on back there? Because I know it was like a secret in Hollywood for a really long time.
What was he doing?
Oh, the whole Epstein thing, like trafficking little girls.
I don't know if he did that. I have no clue. I don't. I can't imagine what race was he.
He was I think he was German.
Oh, I don't know.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I think he was like half German, half Jewish or something.
I don't know. I have no clue. But I don't get involved in anything like that. I always stayed in, or if I was on TV or movies or hanging out with a female, I never get involved in crazy shit or sick. Or I think that's nasty. I think they just slandered his character after he died or something.
Think they're defaming Jeffrey
I don't think
Epstein's
anybody in
character?
Hollywood did shit like that.
Okay.
Not that I've never seen no shit like that.
Okay, so Jay, you don't think Jeffrey Epstein did it? You think he's innocent?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Is he still alive or what?
Oh no, I think he killed himself in prison. Yeah.
I don't know anybody that does that shit. Maybe he was dating petite girls. There's a lot of short girls in Hollywood. What race was they?
I don't know. I think they were just from like every race. Yeah, like I think the deal was he wasn't doing it in Hollywood. He was like taking he had an island, a private island in the Gulf of Mexico that he was taking them from around the world and then putting them on the island.
I don't think a man would do that. I don't know. Run around with like what, midgets or something?
I don't know. It's just what it's just what was reported.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means. I didn't hear nothing about that until whatever story was in the media or whatever you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're actually still his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, is actually still in court over all that. They're trying to pin her and say she was an accomplice.
Well, I know there's a lot of girls that are petite in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like some of them are like 4 foot tall, but some of them are 20 and 30 years old. But you would never think they were 20 and 30 years old, but yet they're small like that. I've never even seen anything. Most things I encountered out there was their drug enforcement agents tried to sell me drugs. Even at Barney's Beanery where I used to work. Yeah, I was a bartender in some places, but not there. But I was a waiter there. And I don't know if my father owned Barney's Beanery or my mother or what, or who owned it, or I might be the owner, I don't know. But I own all the restaurants of my mother and father in all the states where there's restaurants. And this government man was trying to steal everything. I mean, you might check to see if I'm the owner of McDonald's restaurants, but these government people tried to play tricks. I don't see why anybody would run around with little girls like that. I mean, you might see a girl like, oh, she's kind of cute. She's kind of, no big deal. But to be like weird with that, or to be like groping and shit, no way. I don't see anybody like that. I don't see people doing shit like that. I didn't see anybody doing that in Hollywood. I hung around the college crowd, or the Hollywood, those people that know me. I think somebody tried to frame him or something, because I don't see how a person. He was a big guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a big guy. Yeah, I think he was. Him and Donald Trump were buddies for a while too. Yeah, you could see like pictures of him and Donald Trump. Yeah, he was like towering over Trump, like a whole foot taller than him.
I mean, my mother had court cases against Donald Trump. He tried to claim he thought I was his child or something. There's even like police arrest records. I guess he got arrested in Richmond, Indiana, for trying to claim to be my father. He was tied in with the Ray family, and Clinton was tied in with the Ray family too, I guess. I was held hostage in Arkansas. My mother had to rescue me. Her and Noah Dietrich went out there to rescue me before. And they tried to damage my teeth in Arkansas when I was there. They tried to steal my teeth too in Arkansas.
Yeah.
But it's one of these.